How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock. It had quite the performance on the Friday. I've been keeping you guys updated in the loop saying, hey, this is the price action we want to look out for as far as inside of the technicals. And I've been getting the messages saying, yo, Dre, did you see PROG? What you were talking about came through. But one thing I want to tell you guys, I am not a psychic whatsoever. I just look at the price action and then I come with estimations. And one thing that was very clear, we saw that it was consolidating for a bit. We saw increasing levels of support. So the pop that we got should be of no shock. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch these full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. And what are some levels we want to look for going into Monday and as well as for the rest of the week. This is key because you want to add it to your homework, add it to your game plan. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Does it continue to have short squeeze potential? The reason why this is important because it will have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. The reason why this is key, we get to see what the buying and the selling behavior was like on the retail side and as well as the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for PROG stock. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $2.96, being up 18.40%. On the low, it tested $2.23, and then on the high, testing $3.33. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 188.361 million shares, and then for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 183.031 million shares. So we ended up having above average volume on the day, and it's part of the reasons why we saw a lot of strength in PROG stock. Now, when we take a look at the chart, which is the 1 year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right at 70. So we are in the overbought territory there. And then when we take a look at the moving averages on our chart, we have strength above the 50-day, the 21-day EMA, as well as the 100-day, but we are below the 200-day. But one thing that I love seeing, we're able to actually see some price action above it. We ended up testing $3.33 on the high. So this is something to keep in mind and what I want to look forward to seeing again going into next week. Even Monday would be better considering where we closed at $2.96. So as far as where we pulled back to or where we tested on the low was right here around $2.23. So the next area of support I want to see hold up if we end up having a dip at the open, most preferably will be right here around this 270 level. So if we can hold down this 270 level, then of course I'm going to be looking forward to seeing a strong move up during regular trading hours, getting back above this $3.33 level and then making that move going to $3.50, and then boom, wanting to see us get to that move going to around $4. And I've said this in previous videos, this $4 area will be a psychological area. There will be a lot of profit taking. So you want to make sure when it comes to your strategy, as far as where you might want to actually have your sell limit, some people will put it at maybe like $3.99, maybe $3.97 and so forth, because again, many people are going to be trying to sell at $4. You just don't want to be watching and be like, all right, I'm going to sell at $4, and then it pulls back and then you got to wait again, right? So I know many of you have different strategies, but that's one thing to keep in mind if you're trading this intraday. But one thing to keep in mind, since I gave you guys the areas of where you want to see it pull back to, which was the 270 area, and then wanting to see a bounce, if it does break through this, and I'm talking about the bearish case scenario, then the next level I'm going to be looking to see hold up most preferably would have to be here around the 250 level. All right, so let's see what it does going on Monday. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for PROG. So we can see for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 47.08%. And then for the dark pool short volume being just over 53.2 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 0, updated 24 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it's currently saying that it is not available. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of of last week, Thursday, it was at 52.35. And then the close for the Friday that just passed being at 47.08. So what this tells me right away, PROG does continue to have short squeeze potential, and you have to continue to keep it on the radar. But we do see a decrease in the short volume ratio. But again, that is no problem at all. It is still fairly high, and part of the reasons why I look forward to seeing some strong moves in price action. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for PROG. So you can see here on the inflow is 122, and then on the outflow it was 104. Taking a look now at the breakdown of this inflow day, on the large we had 5.32. Keep in mind this is in the millions. And then on the medium it was 80.04, and then on the small it was 36.75. When we see with the outflow side on the large, it was 6.79. Then on the medium it was 68.08, and then on the small it was 28.97. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days for October the 22nd, being that big outflow of 1,469.31. So when we look further at the breakdown, you can see on the small side there was a lot of buying on the retail side, even on the medium. And as far as for the large though, there was a lot of selling on the institutional side, but we did have some inflows that were coming into the stock. So what we could use with this data, we want to look forward to seeing some more momentum go through PROG on Monday. So we want to see it going back to that $3 level. I talked about inside of the technicals, if we do pull back, some areas that you're going to want to keep an eye on. But for the most part, I feel PROG still has a lot more upside in it, and it's part of the reasons why I say to keep it on your radar. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, like I was talking about in previous videos, we did have some resistance at that $3.30 level, but if we end up gaining momentum, we could see a strong move above it, and that's exactly what we saw. So now the next level I want you guys to look out for is going to be around $3.50. If we can get above that, then boom, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing that move go down to $4. If it decides to pull back in the morning on Monday as far as a dip is concerned, I want to see $2.70 actually hold up. If the momentum and the volume is there, if we go to 270 and we start making that run, that's when I'm going to start looking to see that pop. Of course, $3 is an area many are going to be looking to take some profits, but we know if volume is in the play, this will not be an issue whatsoever. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, of course, PROG does continue to have short squeeze potential, but one thing that we are aware of, the short interest has gone down a little bit. But I'm not bothered by this because at the end of the day, it still fulfills the criteria that we look for, which is usually 21% or higher. And this is why I say keep your eyes on this play. As far as for the overall volume, you could tell there's a lot of demand for shares. So with that demand, this is part of the reasons why we see strength in the stock, especially on the Friday when we have other plays like the Trump stock that's been gaining a lot of attention. But PROG just said, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing over here, and that's part of the reasons why we ended up seeing that strong spike. So keep it on your radar. Make sure you're doing your homework, you're doing your due diligence. Just don't blindly go in buying this stock. I'm going to say it in each and every one of my videos when I'm talking about stocks like these, because I want to make sure you guys are successful and you're not stuck riding the elevator in regards to price action. But of course, I know many of you want to buy and hold, and that's completely fine. But again, just make sure you know what the risks are involved. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.